Close your eyes now. Imagine. Your phone is gone. No Wi-Fi, no YouTube, no games, no music, no electricity. In fact, none of those things have even been invented. You open your eyes, but instead of seeing your bedroom, you're standing in a forest. It's the Earth, 100,000 years ago. The morning air is freezing. The smell of wet grass fills your nose. A fire nearby has almost burned out. Around you, a small group of about 30 people slowly wakes up. No one reaches for a phone. No one checks notifications. No one asks what time it is. Because time isn't measured by clocks. It's measured by the rising sun. And what happens next may completely change the way you think about boredom. People today believe ancient humans lived boring lives. Wake up, hunt, sleep, repeat. But archaeology tells a very different story. Their days were packed with decisions that meant the difference between life and death. Every sunrise brought a new challenge. Where can we find water? Are there fresh animal tracks? Has another predator entered our territory? Is today's weather safe enough to travel? For ancient humans, doing nothing wasn't really an option. The morning, as the first light spreads across the sky, the camp slowly comes alive. Someone carefully blows on yesterday's fire. Tiny orange sparks appear. Within minutes, the flames return. Fire isn't just warmth, it's survival. Without it, cold nights become deadly. Food becomes harder to digest. Dangerous animals come much closer. Keeping a fire alive is one of the first jobs of the day. Sometimes, people even carry glowing embers for hours while traveling, so they don't have to create a new fire from scratch. That simple, glowing stick may have been the most valuable object anyone owned. While the fire grows stronger, others begin preparing for the day. Stone tools are checked, sharp edges are tested with a thumb. Broken spear points are replaced. Wooden shafts are tightened using plant fibers. Nothing is wasted. Every tool takes hours to make. A single mistake can mean going hungry. Children are already awake, but they aren't sitting in classrooms. Their classroom is the entire world. They watch adults make tools. They collect sticks. They imitate hunters. They learn edible plants. Every game teaches survival. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Without schools, knowledge is passed from eyes to hands to memory, generation after generation. Even before breakfast, the group has already completed more meaningful work than many people do in an entire morning today. And yet, the hardest part of the day hasn't even begun, because now they must leave the safety of the camp and enter a world where almost everything wants to eat them. The hunters gather, not because someone sends a message, but because everyone already knows today's mission. The group quietly leaves the camp. No roads, no maps, no GPS, only memory. And thousands of hours spent learning the land. Every hill, every river, every animal trail exists inside their minds. To survive, they must become living maps. Walking isn't just walking. Every footprint tells a story. A fresh deer track means food may be close. A broken branch means something large passed recently. Fresh dung reveals how long ago a herd was here. Even the wind matters. If it blows toward the animals, your scent reaches them first. The hunt is already over. Ancient humans didn't just look at nature, they read it, like we read words on a screen. Meanwhile, back at camp, everyone else is just as busy. Some people search for berries, others dig for edible roots. Some climb trees for honey, others collect firewood before night arrives. Many gather plants used for medicine. They know which leaves soothe wounds, which bark eases pain, which plants can poison. This knowledge isn't written in books, it's carried in memory and passed through stories. One forgotten lesson could cost a life. Food isn't always guaranteed. Some days, the hunters return with nothing. No meat, no celebration, just tired feet. On those days, the gathered plants, nuts, fruit, and roots keep everyone alive. This is why scientists believe ancient diets were incredibly diverse. Survival depended on flexibility, not just hunting. As the sun climbs higher, the camp transforms into a workshop. Someone shapes stone into razor-sharp blades. Tiny flakes fly with every strike. Another person smooths wood into spear shafts. Others twist long plant fibers into strong rope. Animal hides are scraped clean, then stretched to become clothing, blankets, or shelters. Everything has a purpose. Nothing becomes trash. Even broken bones become needles, fishhooks, or tools. In the ancient world, waste simply didn't exist. Children never stop learning. They copy every movement they see, throwing tiny sticks just like real spears, following footprints in the dirt, practicing climbing, learning how to stay quiet. What looks like play is actually survival training. Every game prepares them for adulthood, because one day, their lives will depend on these skills. And while everyone works, something else is happening, something invisible. Relationships are growing. Trust is growing. Cooperation is growing. No one survives alone. A single person cannot hunt every animal, find every plant, protect every child, or watch for every predator. Ancient humans survive because they survive together. Their greatest weapon isn't the spear, it's teamwork. As afternoon slowly arrives, the hunters finally spot movement in the distance. A small herd, food, if everything goes perfectly. But one wrong move, one snapped twig, one shift in the wind, and hours of work disappear in seconds. The most dangerous part of the day is about to begin. The hunters freeze. No one speaks. Ahead, a small herd of deer slowly grazes across an open field. The wind is in their favor. This is their chance. There are no metal weapons, no bows with modern precision, no traps made from machines, only sharpened wooden spears, stone points, patience, and perfect teamwork. The hunters spread out. Each person knows exactly where to move, not because someone gives orders, but because they have practiced this their entire lives. One mistake could scare the herd away. Worse, a wounded animal could fight back. For ancient humans, every hunt carried real risk. A broken leg, a deep cut, or a failed hunt could threaten the entire group's survival. Then, one hunter makes the first move. The herd notices. They run. But instead of chasing wildly, the humans stay calm. Scientists believe early humans often relied on endurance rather than speed. Humans cannot outrun a deer in a sprint, but unlike most animals, we can sweat. That simple ability lets us cool our bodies while running. Many animals overheat much faster. By tracking an animal for hours, sometimes across long distances, humans could slowly wear it down. This strategy is called persistence hunting. It required incredible fitness, sharp observation, and relentless determination. Hours later, the hunt is over. The animal provides food for everyone. Nothing is wasted. The meat becomes meals. The fat provides precious energy. The hide becomes clothing and blankets. The bones become tools and needles. The tendons become strong cord. Even the stomach can be used to carry water. Every part has value. In a world with limited resources, efficiency means survival. As the sun begins to sink, everyone returns to camp. The mood changes, the danger of the day fades. Children run to greet the hunters, the fire burns brighter. Fresh food cooks over glowing coals. After hours of hard work, the camp finally slows down. But the evening isn't just about eating, it is also about sharing. People repair broken tools, they sharpen stone blades for tomorrow. Some prepare hides, others weave baskets from flexible branches. Small tasks completed tonight make tomorrow easier. The work never truly ends. Yet nobody complains. Because every job has a clear purpose. Then, darkness arrives. The world outside the firelight changes completely. Predators begin to move. Hyenas laugh in the distance. Lions patrol the grasslands. Leopards silently climb trees. The fire becomes a protective circle. Few wild animals willingly step into its light for thousands of generations. Fire gave humans something incredibly rare: safety after sunset. The stars slowly fill the sky. Without city lights, the Milky Way stretches from one horizon to the other. Ancient humans would have seen thousands more stars than most people see today. Many researchers believe these skies inspired the earliest stories, beliefs, and perhaps even the first ideas about the universe. Long before books, knowledge traveled through voices. Every night, around the fire, stories taught children where danger lived, which plants healed wounds, how to track animals, and what mistakes never to repeat. Storytelling wasn't entertainment alone. It was a survival tool. As the fire crackles and the stars shine overhead, one surprising truth becomes impossible to ignore. Ancient humans didn't spend every second fighting for survival. They also laughed, they played, they cared for one another. And in many ways, their social lives may have been richer than our own. Imagine waking up tomorrow. No phone, no Wi-Fi, no electricity, no television, no social media. How long would you stay entertained for ancient humans? This wasn't a challenge. It was simply life. And somehow, they rarely had a moment to waste. Every single day had a purpose. Find food, protect the group, repair tools, teach children, watch the weather, prepare for tomorrow. Life moved with the rhythm of nature, not the rhythm of notifications. There was no endless scrolling, no binge-watching, no checking messages every few minutes. Their attention stayed focused on the world around them. Every sound mattered, every smell mattered, every footprint mattered. Being distracted could be deadly. Modern scientists believe our brains evolved in that environment. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans constantly solved real-world problems. Where is the nearest water? Is that animal dangerous? Will the weather change? Can this plant be eaten? Every decision trained the brain. Our ancestors became experts at observing patterns, remembering details, and working together. Those abilities helped our species survive long before technology existed. That doesn't mean ancient life was better. Far from it. People faced hunger, injuries, disease, extreme weather, and predators. Many children never reached adulthood. A small infection that modern medicine cures in days could become fatal. Life was incredibly difficult, but despite those hardships, humans still created music. They carved art into stone, they painted cave walls, they danced around fires, they celebrated births, they mourned their dead, they fell in love, they formed friendships. In other words, they were already deeply human. This is one of history's greatest surprises. Ancient humans weren't simply surviving, they were building the foundation of everything we are today. Language, cooperation, creativity, curiosity, innovation, every smartphone, every satellite, every website, every scientific discovery exists because countless generations kept learning, one day at a time. So, what did ancient humans do all day without the internet? Almost everything that made us human. They explored. They hunted, they gathered, they invented, they taught, they told stories, they laughed, they solved problems, and every sunrise gave them a brand new challenge. Ironically, they spent less time looking at screens, and far more time looking at the world. The next time your internet goes down, or your phone battery dies, remember this: your ancestors survived for hundreds of thousands of years, without a single notification. Yet they managed to create civilization itself. Maybe the question isn't, how did they live without the internet? Maybe it's, what have we forgotten by always being connected? If you enjoyed this journey into the past, Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe for more fascinating stories about ancient humans, history, and science. And let me know in the comments, if you had to live 1 week as an ancient human, do you think you could survive? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.